Mongolia is arguably the emptiest country in the world, and in this video I'm going to talk you through my last few days on my 9-day trip around the country. In the previous video I showed my experience with a Mongolian family, and following leaving their ger and hospitality we travelled north out of the mid-Gobi to the greener areas. On our way to the UNESCO listed natural area Orkhon Valley, we passed and faced some of the bumpiest roads on our entire trip. Take a look at this.
See, it's different type of bumpy. Yeah, I think I like the other one more. Really.
Where are we?
I don't even know where we're going. Oh my god, this is a good bump.
It would be really funny if he just starts going like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, God.
Orkhon Valley was formed by a combination of volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. This area turned out to be my favourite on the whole trip, more than the steppe, more than the Gobi, and with its lush green setting, variety of wildlife, flowing rivers and stunning waterfalls, it's obviously a huge contrast to the Gobi and the vast grasslands. After arriving at Orkhon Valley, we spent the whole of the following day riding semi-wild horses. These Mongolian horses roam free for 9 months of the year, and only during a 3-month spell do tourists and people ride them, although there isn't actually very much riding, as only a few select tour companies like Sunpath bring people to ride these particular horses. They probably only do a few rounds a year, so really not that much, and as they're mostly wild, you have to be a little bit cautious when riding them. There was something special about these horses, and I'm just going to show you some clips that I took on my phone as I wasn't able to bring my camera on the horse. It was my first time riding a horse, and so I had to be very careful about not getting too relaxed with the rope. Vlogging this on my iPhone because I did not want to take my camera on a semi-wild horse, which is what we've been riding all morning. My first time riding a horse on my birthday, in fact, so it's been a really special day. We've stopped by this gorgeous waterfall here in Orkhon Valley, which is just absolutely beautiful. It's UNESCO recognized as a place of natural beauty, and it certainly is that. Horses are so integral to history and life in Mongolia, so riding one is an experience that is really rewarding here. And they say that they're semi-wild because they let them roam free when they're not being used for tour groups like mine with Sunpath. So these ones haven't been ridden in a long time. Mine is the brown one. He's been very well behaved, listens to what I say, very receptive to any slight movement left or right, which has been a dream really for the first time. Didn't have a difficult horse. It was very cool to spend my birthday doing something that I'd never tried before. Thank you to Sunpath for giving me a bottle of vodka and a birthday cake and a nice dinner.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday to you.
Following our time in Orkhon Valley, we made our way to the former capital of the Mongol Empire, Karakorum. Today, right next to the ancient city's ruins is Erdene, which was founded in 1586 as the first Buddhist monastery in Mongolia. So I'm going to talk about this first before moving on to the ruins of Karakorum. Erdene had between 60 and 100 temples as well as 300 gurs inside its walls during its peak, and up to 1,000 monks lived there. All but 3 of the temples were destroyed in the communist purges of the 1930s, with an unknown number of monks also killed. Like the other temples in the country, it wasn't until the 1990s when religious freedom was restored under a new democratic Mongolia and the monastery became active again. It was seen as the most important monastery in the country, though it is still a shadow of what it once was. Just beyond the walls of the monastery complex, about 1 kilometer east, the ancient city of Karakorum lies in ruins. Founded by Genghis Khan in 1220, it was a supply base, but became the capital of the Mongol Empire in the 1230s under his son, Ogedei. It lasted as the capital for about 40 years until Kublai Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan, moved the main capital of the Mongol Empire to what was then Beijing. Whatever was left of the city was used to help build the enormous monastery next door, Erdene, the one I just showed you, in the 16th century. Walking to Karakorum, you'll need to use a bit of your imagination, as very little of it has been excavated. Karakorum was one of the most important cities in the history of the Silk Road. Next to the stone turtle, you'll see an area of raised earth, which was the site of Ogedei Khan's palace. Leaving historic Karakorum, we pass some more sand dunes in a strange place called Kugnutana. The scenery is a spectacular combination of desert, mountains, rivers, and green grasslands, as if all the landscapes of Mongolia converged into one. I suppose now is also a good time to drop the incredible fact that matches with the title of this video, that only 0.04% of Mongolia's lands are considered arable and suitable for crop cultivation and agriculture. This is why the people have become nomads. This is what makes Mongolia arguably the emptiest country in the world, because with just under 3.5 million people in all of its land, without the capital city Ulaanbaatar, which is home to 48% of the population, it is 3 times emptier than both Australia and Namibia. To put that in perspective, it's almost half the density of the most sparsely populated part of the European Union, Lapland, in Finland. 800 kilometers away from the nearest sea, the Yellow Sea, plus freezing and dry Siberian air that sweeps into the Mongolian plateau and lingers there, you can imagine just how tough life is out here, and historically how it's been over the years. So I'm spending my final night here in the Middle Gobi. You can see the mixture of grass and sand, staying with a nomadic family once again, and amazing views all around as usual. And I really recommend you take part in this style of trip if you visit Mongolia, because this 9-day tour with Sunpath has been one of the trips of my life. The way we've gone around the country with a small group in that van and experienced Mongolia with local families, not in touristy places, has just been breathtaking. Everywhere we've stayed, every dish we've eaten, every site we've visited, it has felt authentic from beginning to end. And Mongolia is still untarnished. It's a raw country. I've never seen so much wildlife. I mean, just look behind me there. You can see a huge herd of goats and sheep making their way through. There were over 50 million in the country. There were over 3 million horses, almost as many horses as people. Most of them are wild. The link for Sunpath is in the video description if you want to repeat a tour like mine, not too touristy, authentic. It can be difficult. Most places you will not have a shower. In fact, across the 9 days, I've had 1 shower. Only 1 place had a shower. So you'll need lots of wet wipes to wash yourself with. You need to be prepared for some extremely bumpy roads and many other things. But with it comes the rewards of traveling to a place that very few others get to see, and an experience connecting to nature in a way that is just so off the grid. It is unbelievable. Everywhere you look, as I've said repeatedly, it is an ocean of just vast expanse and beautiful landscape. From the Gobi Desert to Orkhon Valley, it is certainly a place untapped, and I hope it stays like this for a long time without being ruined by mass tourism. I will leave it there. There is an incredible sunset right there, as usual, and I'm looking forward to seeing the stars tonight. The stars in Mongolia are better than anywhere I've seen. It's like a vast horizon. They come down all the way, if it's not cloudy, to anywhere that you look, 360 degrees around you, and you're immersed. You can see the Milky Way almost every night, although it is a bit cloudy right now. So I'm going to enjoy this one last sunset before making my way back to Ulaanbaatar tomorrow. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you from the next country.